Okay, back again. I just thought I'd show you some problem. I've got an issue at the moment. There's a problem with the level of the floor. It's not sitting right, and the beams that it's on aren't level either. So I've gone around and measured. I'm trying to work out what's happened here. I just don't want to start cutting away and making the frame really far out. So I want to measure it all and then try and work out where I've gone wrong. It's probably just one join that slipped after a tack or moved, and then it's put the whole thing out. So these are the measurements that I've taken. They're pretty rudimentary, but I'll just put them down here. I'll just put them here, show you what I got. So these are the beams or the frame rails leading towards the front of the vehicle. So that section there is the right hand side. But I'm using it as the left hand side because I'm looking at it from the front at the moment. So that's this side. So that's the front of the vehicle. So that box there is the end of the frame that I'm measuring from, which is this box here. So if you, as a side view, and these are the measurements that I'm taking. So it's 36.25 from the ground, and on the other side it's 35.4 from the ground. Sorry, 38.4. So we're looking at nearly 3 centimeters difference in height between those 2 points, and that's what's racking the floor up like that. These two frames under here, this one and this one here, they're 3 centimeters nearly. So something's happened while I was welding, and I don't know what it is yet, but I have to find out before I go any further. And I'm just showing you this because, you know, it's not, these videos aren't meant to be perfect or highly edited or anything. They just basically pick up the camera as I'm going and show what's going on. So anyway, I've taken a series of measurements. So this one, obviously I've shown you. This one, that's the front of the right hand side, looking at the vehicle from the front. And there's three holes either side. You can see where the 2 bolts are, and then there's a single. I'd say that's a location hole. I'm gauging that as the location hole, so that's what I'm measuring from. So this measurement and this measurement are the 2 location holes, the center one of the 3. So 3, the center one. So that's 41.1 at the front location hole on the right hand side, and then it's 40.75 on the rear one. Now I would say that they should be level. So it's not that far off. It's 0.4 mil, which is that much. It's off, but it's not really bad. I will fix it. So don't get me wrong. When I say it's not bad, it's not acceptable, but I'm going to sort it out. And then on this one, it's 39.75 centimeters, and the front one is 40 centimeters. So that's basically the same level wise. It's 0.25 of a centimeter. I don't know what that is in inches, but that's what that is. And then you go towards the rear of the frame rail, where it actually joins the main frame plate right along. So this frame rail goes down and it joins there. Now mind you, this hasn't been finish welded yet, so maybe this has slipped a little here, and the other side hasn't either. So this one on the left hand side, at the top of that plate where it joins the frame plate, so this point right here where it joins is 32 centimeters on the left hand side, and on the right hand side it's 31.6. Now if you take into consideration the thickness of the weld, they're fairly close. Like this one could be down 0.2 of a centimeter and this one could be up 0.2 of a centimeter, and you'd be even. But also what I haven't done just yet is I haven't taken into consideration the gradient of the floor. Now I'm guessing that it's pitched to one side, probably 3 degrees. So it's normally is between 1 and 3 degrees the pitch of the concrete, so that water clears out. And if you do the maths, over a metre, that could be anywhere between 1 centimetre to a couple of centimetres, and over 2 metres it could be up to 4 centimetres. So that's nearly 3 centimetres. So I've got a lot of different things at play right now. I could have the floor dipping down a lot, and then that's making the distance from the beam to the floor a lot higher on this side to this side. But the floor's not sitting correct, so something's happened, and what I'm going to have to do, feel free to comment. I'd love to know. I'm going to put this up this morning, so I won't be finished this saga, I'm going to call it, for a couple of days, I'd say. So if anyone's got a comment, please write it up there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my floor jacks and level this frame plate at all 4 points with the laser again. So I'm going to get that level, and then once it's level, I'm going to take the laser level and come out the front and then check this point and that point over there for the same height, and see if I'm out there, and then come up to the location hole, which is there on this side and then the other side, and then work my way forward and see where I've gone wrong. I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 weld spots along this frame. In a perfect world I should have just made them up separately and then jigged them up correctly. I thought I had it right, but obviously something's happened, or this frame was racked. I'm dealing with something that's pretty shocking, so I didn't really expect it to be perfect first up. But anyway, I'm not going to proceed forward with anything else until I get this correct. I know the frame plate is good. That was good when I made it. It's when I got to here and I started trying to get this on, and things may have got a bit crooked or pulled one way or pulled another, and so that's where I'm at. I'm going to have a cup of tea and just scratch my beard for a while longer and see where I end up. But I definitely think the way to go is to put it up on its stands and level it off at least, and not worry about where the floor is in comparison to where the frame is, because that's something that could be throwing me way out. So I need to have the jig set up and then come back forward and measure from there, because it's not that big a deal for me to just cut through one of these from underneath and leave the top section and then just pull it down, or put some weight on it until it gets to the right height and then tack it back into place and then come back and measure it all again. It's not that big a deal, but I have to get it right, because it's just pointless doing this otherwise, because you can imagine the floor is uneven this way, but the rest of the vehicle is flat, horizontal, but this is like that. The whole cab will be sitting one way, and then the doors won't fit right. Plus also the steering's going to be way out, because remember I've got all of this stuff under here as well, like up underneath it, so I need to get this correct. I thought I had it right. I'm not sure what happened, but something definitely happened. I'm wondering whether I thought I caught this, and I thought I nipped it in the butt earlier on when I ratcheted that frame down. If you remember, if you go back a few videos, you'll see me actually ratchet that down and try and correct the difference. But maybe I was going the wrong way. I'm not too sure, but it's difficult. You don't really want to go any further until you get it right. Anyway, I'll bring you back